Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. You know, somebody recently asked me about what's the deal with gradual onset symptoms. In other words, symptoms that kind of came out of nowhere. Not sure what happened, right? It's kind of like you wake up with that little bit of stiffness in your back and 3 days later you can't walk. So we'll touch on that in a second, and we'll enjoy this beautiful day. Actually, I recorded this video 3 minutes after I recorded the last one sitting outside, but I wanted to bang out a couple because the next couple of days I'm going to be packing my stuff and driving up to the lake house where I'll be spending some time. Don't worry, I'll be shooting my videos from up there. You'll see some gorgeous scenery. So I'll keep the daily videos going, and I will be keeping the weekly Wednesday group coaching calls going. And for anybody who's wondering, the group size on these calls has gotten a little bit bigger than some people are comfortable with. So probably in July, I will seriously consider adding a different day during the week so that we can kind of spread out all the group members across 3 different, get-togethers instead of just 2. And that should bring the group size, the individual call size, down a little bit. So enjoy this beautiful day. The sky is so blue. The leaves are all green. Everything's green. All right. So what's the deal with gradual onset of symptoms? Right? Again, same scenario I just told you about. You wake up a little bit stiff, not sure what's going on. 3 days later, you can barely move or get out of bed. And clearly there was no initial cause that we can pinpoint to, like where I fell, I tripped, I almost fell, I worked out in the gym and something happened. Or maybe you were working out in the gym and you just felt a little tweak and like, that was weird. But it wasn't major, and you finished your workout and you went home and you didn't think anything of it. But over time, it got worse and worse and worse. So why does that happen? I know, is the answer to most questions in TMS world: perceived danger. Your brain goes, uh-oh, we have to be careful. You tweaked something, something hurts. Let's be careful. So we start to pay a little bit more attention to it. We become more fearful. And with that fear and attention, just like the video yesterday or a day or two ago, where I talk about the more fear and attention we give something, the longer it will stick around. And frankly, the more intense the symptoms can get. Because if there's a lot of fear and the brain goes, whoa, the pain can be very, very significant. So the intensity of the pain absolutely correlates to the brain's perception of how much danger there is, right? That's why touching a hot stove or oven, ouch, hurts so much, because the brain really says they're doing something that's going to melt their skin to that, to the stove. So it sends a really sharp pain due to the significance of the danger to get us to act in milliseconds. Right? That's how it works. But a mild tweak while you're working out, if you've been working out for any length of time, you kind of know that stuff can happen. And so the alarm system may not be screaming that loudly at first. But if you start to go, ooh, I think I hurt myself at the gym, it may have been a lot of stress, tension, self-judgment, self-expectations, pressure we put on ourselves. Could be looking at yourself in the mirror and going, ugh, I don't like the way I look. Could be, self-judgment. Could be, life pressure, family pressure, work pressure, financial pressure, kid pressure, parent pressure. Any number of things. Could be these perceived dangers that are swirling around, and now you're working out or even just walking across the room, and all of a sudden your brain goes, here's a little bit of pain. Again, we don't have to figure it out exactly why, because even if we could, what do we do with that information? Let's move right along to how we respond and how we can teach the brain that whatever caused it, whatever's going on, this muscle tightness, this tweak, this even the pain, is not a big deal. right? TMS, perceived danger pain, does not mean actual tissue damage. All it means is brain warning. That's all. So gradual onset, in my opinion, is always based on a little bit of perceived danger pain, but the more fear and attention we give it, and then we start running to doctors and them going, geez, I don't know. Or we better do an MRI. Now we're even more worried about the results of the MRI, and then we start getting medicalized and traumatized by the medical system that just, in many cases, not all the time, but in many cases, just gets us amped up even more. Gets us more fearful because now we're worried about what they're going to find. Or if they do find something, now they tell you, yeah, you are broken. And then, oh, God forbid they say some of these nocebo statements that's like, oh, you're going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. You better get used to it. You know, no wonder a gentle, muscle tightness or soreness can turn into something major, right? And so gradual onset is absolutely 100%, in my opinion, TMS, perceived danger pain, because nothing else explains it. You fall off the roof, you land on the ground, you're going to hurt. There's true injury there. Gradual onset, there's no physiological reason for that other than TMS, perceived danger pain. That's the only thing that makes sense. So if your scenario started gradually or seemingly out of the blue, I think this explanation may resonate or make sense for you. And I think that's honestly all that's going on in the case of gradual pain that progressively got worse and worse. And some people started with one pain in one body part. They got kind of freaked out about it, got a bunch of mixed messages from doctors and treatment centers, and the entire system just kept going. The nervous system got more and more and more sensitive. The brain got more and more freaked out and vigilant. Next thing you know, the pain is starting to spread and kind of expand to other body parts. That's just more evidence of TMS and perceived danger pain. The goal is to kind of put a stop on the progression by understanding exactly what's going on so that we can work within the framework of how this system actually functions and start to dial things down. Start to calm the fears. Start to teach the brain that we're really, really, really not in danger. So I hope that makes sense. So, sorry to keep looking over here. They're burning some leaves or sticks or something in the next door neighbor. Tractor boy is now fire boy. So, anyway, that's all I got for this one. Hope everybody's doing fantastic. Enjoy the green scenery behind me, the birds and nature, and get outside. Cut yourself some slack. None of this stuff is as serious as it seems. Perceived danger pain is perceived, not actual danger. So just know that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to figure out. You already know what's going on. Your job is basically to teach the brain that we're okay already. And when you do that, symptoms can go away. And it happens very reliably. And I get comments all the time on Facebook, YouTube, messages, emails of people telling me how much better they're doing just by simply acknowledging the accurate data that says, holy crap, I'm really not okay. My brain's just been scared. So, love you guys and gals. I appreciate you. I appreciate your attention, all the kind words. If you want some help, go to painfreeyou.com/start. There's a number of resources there that will really give you the foundational knowledge, some assessment tools, and then some, a path for recovery, some free options as well as some paid if you want some additional, help from me, whether it be in a group or one-on-one setting. So, I will talk to you guys and gals later. Love you, and we'll see you tomorrow.